Live from Michiana, this is ABC 57 News at 5.
It is all hands on deck here at ABC 57 News. Right now,
we'll look at ABC 57 First Warning Live, top the radar behind me.
Every time you walk outside, you gotta say to yourself, it just keeps piling up.
We'll never give up. 3 words that cause 2 paths to cross on one basketball court.
I live with pain almost on an everyday basis.
Faced with only a 15% chance to live beyond 5 years.
It makes me feel like I'm beating the odds.
We interrupt your scheduled program here this afternoon to bring you the funeral mass of Father Theodore Hesburgh.
It was very quiet and emotional here today as many people stopped by to take a rose and say goodbye.
This is a dangerous situation. 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Get to your safe location. Center of your house.
We are learning all new information about the future of those South Bend field trips where only African-American students were invited to attend.
Tonight, ABC 57 News is honored to share the story of how this community was able to persevere.
Live from Michiana, this is ABC 57 News at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us tonight. I'm Brian Dorman. My co-anchor Kim Chappell live for us downtown South Bend, where the snow is still falling at this hour. Kim, good evening.
And good evening to you, Brian. Here we go again. Our team of reporters is spread out across Michiana right now to bring you comprehensive coverage on this first significant snowfall.
That's because crews on the county and city level had a really hard time getting ahead of this storm. They say they had no idea the storm was going to move in as quickly as it did.
The roads look pretty good. If you could see behind me, it looks pretty clear. Traffic's heading down pretty normally. You just got to take it slow. According to this dispatch log that I'm holding, there were 53 weather-related accidents between 5 and 10 a.m. here in Berrien County.
In about 15 minutes, the funeral mass celebrating the life of Father Ted will begin. The funeral is closed to the public. Those in attendance will be by invitation only. Students, staff, and folks from all around Michiana have been stopping by the grotto to pay their respects. Here's a live look at the grotto right now. If you look very closely, you will notice dozens of candles are lit, some of them spelling out the name Ted. Today, March 4th, 2015, will be one of the most emotional days in Michiana history. We interrupt your scheduled program here this afternoon to bring you the funeral mass of Father Theodore Hesburgh. Thank you for joining us. It is truly an honor to be with you here this afternoon. I'm Brian Dorman. We are joined today by my colleagues Rachel Brown live for us at the Performing Arts Center on campus, and Drina Sentliver live on the procession route near the Basilica of the Sacred Heart. And Stephanie Johnson is live at the grotto where Father Hesburgh will be laid to rest hours from now. For us, an honor to share this news desk here this afternoon with Father Dale Rybicki, a priest of Corpus Christi Church right here in South Bend. Thank you for being here with us today.
My pleasure,
we certainly
Brian,
appreciate it, Father. Father will be with us throughout this funeral mass this afternoon. We would like for you to share a little bit about yourself and your favorite memory that you had with Father Hesburgh.
Well, I am a local product, much like Colleen, and born and raised here. I've been ministering here for about 30 of my 36 years as a priest. And so I've had many privileges to be part of this community and to work with the Holy Cross community as well. Being a diocesan priest myself, it puts me in a little bit different relationship with them, but nonetheless, they are fantastic men. They are great co-workers. And I remember one time there was a part in our history where the Holy Cross community would invite the diocesan priests in the area to dinner once a year and then take us to a ball game and whatnot. And having dinner one night at Corby Hall, where most of the Holy Cross priests and residents there have their dinner. And we find then that there were a couple of open seats, and one of the evenings Father Ted just came and sat down and joined like everybody else. And you know, it is that sense of being somewhat in the middle of I guess, a clerical royalty in a sense because of his great name, his reputation, the great service of his work for the church. But for him, he was just another guest at the table at dinner that night.
This is a dangerous situation. 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Get to your safe location. Center of your house. As many walls between you and the outside is what we want. Away from windows. Get inside. Get to the middle of your house. Get to the basement if you have one. This is the situation we've been preparing you for throughout the night. A dangerous situation right now.
We should be able to do everything together and not separate.
I feel like all kids should be going.
It creates a double standard.
Some parents in South Bend are upset tonight after a school field trip for third graders turned into what they say is discrimination.
I want these third grade children to have an opportunity to think of themselves as college students.
Dr. G. David Moss is the Director of African American Student Parent Services at South Bend Community School Corporation. He says statistically, black students are less likely to think of college as a real possibility.
Our black kids, are struggling academically.
That's why he says he organized this field trip for them to visit higher education institutions around South Bend.
Take them to a college campus, have them meet with African American college students. Once again, modeling the idea that as a black person, college is a great place.
But this didn't sit well with some South Bend parents who say it should include everyone.
Why everybody not going?
And I just think that it breeds a lot of intolerance and a lot of, creates misunderstandings.
We're all supposed to be one community, right? We're all supposed to have equal rights.
One mother did tell me she understands Dr. Moss's mission.
I don't think it's a race issue. I think that they giving black children a chance.
She says this is a good thing for black youth in her community.
Giving them a chance, letting them know that there's something else out here besides, being out here in these streets.
Dr. Moss says this was never meant to offend anyone.
It was not meant to be exclusionary. It was only meant to support and give these kids what they need to think positively about themselves and about their future.
After all, he says it's his job to solely think about South Bend's African American youth.
I was hired to look at the issues that are facing African American kids in the South Bend Community School Corporation. And my job specifically says that I need to develop programs and develop strategies to help these kids and their families become more successful academically.
And while it still leaves some parents feeling left out,
If anything, it still creates a divide.
If anything, it might have at least started a necessary conversation.
It's really about supporting and helping students grow to become the best adults they can become.
All right, well, the good thing about going to a small town is everybody lives close to everybody else. So we've got about 8 minutes on our clock here, and we're just a few minutes away from going to surprise Amy with $570.
Hi, are you Amy?
I am.
Hi, guess what? My name's Kim Chappell. I'm with ABC57 News, and your good friend Jessica here has nominated you for our 57-minute miracle. Here is $570 in cash that she wants you to have.
Thank you.
Somebody more deserving.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't hate me forever.
Well, Colleen, I found out from the workers at this restaurant that they agree with Governor Pence and with the signing of this bill. They say they have a right to believe in their religion and protect those ideals.
If a gay couple was to come in, like say they wanted us to provide them pizzas for a wedding, we would have to say no.
Crystal O'Connor and her family are standing firm in their beliefs tonight. They've owned Memories Pizza and Ice Cream in Walkerton for almost 10 years, a small town business.
It's a cute little town, Walker, Kentucky.
With small town ideals.
We're a Christian establishment.
They pride themselves in owning a business that reflects their religious beliefs.
We're not discriminating against anyone. It's just that's our belief. And everybody has the right to believe anything.
So when Governor Pence signed the Religious Freedom Restoration Act into law, the family was not disappointed.
We definitely agree with the bill.
I asked her about the negative backlash it's been getting for being a discriminatory legislation. Her response:
I do not think it is targeting gays. I don't think it's a discrimination.
She believes it's a way to protect businesses like hers.
No, it's supposed to help people that have a religious belief.
She says because she is a Christian, she and her family don't support gay marriage, and that is their right.
I agree with the bill.
Kevin O'Connor is Crystal's father, and you could say he's set in his ways. He believes the negative backlash the bill and its supporters are getting isn't fair.
That's a lifestyle that you choose. I choose to be heterosexual. They choose to be homosexual. Why should I be beat over the head because they choose that lifestyle?
And now the O'Connor family tells me that if a gay couple or a couple belonging to another religion stepped into their restaurant to eat, they would never deny them service. They only say they would just not cater their wedding. Reporting live in Walkerton tonight, Alyssa Marino, ABC 57 News.